Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're a high achiever, chances are leadership today feels, well, incredibly heavy. You're probably working harder than you ever have, yet feeling like you're just barely keeping your head above water, right? It feels like this endless endurance test that you definitely never signed up for. You're putting in the long hours, grinding right through the weekend, and still waking up to that crushing weight on Monday morning. But today, we're going to reframe exactly why that's happening. Because as it turns out, you might just be building your entire leadership system wrong.
Think about your daily reality for a second. Why does leadership currently feel like trudging through deep, thick quicksand? I mean, you exert immense power, you pour constant effort into your team, and yet there's barely any forward motion. You're completely exhausted just trying not to sink. It's this vicious cycle where you end up spending way more time managing your own stress and putting out tiny little operational fires than you do creating any real visionary direction for your organization. Now, it is super tempting to just blame the economy or market volatility or the crazy pace of your industry. We tell ourselves, oh, if only the supply chain smoothed out, or if only this quarter's projections were just a little easier. But we need to debunk that myth right now. It is not external complexity causing this heavy feeling. It's actually what we call an invisible wall. It's a subtle, totally hidden misalignment happening right inside your own leadership system. So you're not failing because the world is too complex. You're hitting a wall because your internal systems are fundamentally out of whack.
See, your daily life is basically a constant tug of war between two core forces. First, you've got your leadership energy. Think of this as your internal battery. It's fueled by your purpose, your passion, your sense of possibility. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning. But competing against that is your leadership load. That's the sheer, crushing external weight of your daily decisions, responsibilities, and relentless pressure. Every tough conversation, every strategic pivot, literally every single unread email just adds to this massive load.
And here is where it gets wild. We call the connection between these forces the biological bridge. Your human nervous system literally cannot distinguish between a medical crisis and the buck stops here pressure of a failing business deal. To your amygdala, a collapsing organization is a literal physical predator in the room. So it floods your body with cortisol, triggering cellular exhaustion. It actually shuts down the strategic, visionary part of your brain just to survive. You aren't just tired, guys. Your biology is actively redirecting resources away from high-level thinking just to keep you alive. No wonder it's exhausting.
So, it all boils down to this really crucial leadership equation. Energy interacting with load determines your high performance. When your internal energy is perfectly calibrated to meet your external load, high performance isn't forced. It just flows. You make quick decisions, you see the bigger picture, you inspire everybody around you. But when they fall out of sync, bam, you hit that invisible wall, and leadership just becomes a miserable act of survival.
Now, when we map your internal energy against your external load on a grid, 4 totally predictable leadership archetypes pop up. And hey, quick side note, these aren't permanent personality types, okay? You're not doomed to stay in one forever. They are just temporary locations based on how your system is built right now. Let's walk through exactly who these leaders are and see if any of them sound maybe a little too familiar. First up, let's look at Michael. Michael is running on empty. He is carrying a massive load, way more responsibility than his internal battery can actually sustain. He's the guy answering emails at 2 a.m. just to stay afloat, convincing himself, oh, it's just a busy season. But exhaustion sets in, his clarity fades, and his leadership devolves into pure reaction. He's pushing forward with totally depleted reserves, just living in this permanent state of silent endurance, never complaining, but slowly burning out. Then there's Sarah. She is carrying too much. Sarah is this highly capable leader with incredible energy, but she falls right into the resilience trap. Because she's so competent, she accidentally becomes the organizational safety net. Whenever someone drops the ball, Sarah's there to catch it. Every complex problem flows right through her, which ironically makes her the ultimate bottleneck of her own success. Her high capacity literally punishes her with more work.
Next, we have David, who represents leadership drift. For David, both his energy and his load are low. The organization might look perfectly stable on paper, but man, that internal fire has gone completely cold. Decisions stall out, momentum slowly disappears, and David is just surviving on autopilot. It's basically the executive version of quiet quitting. He's physically sitting in the boardroom, but mentally, he is completely checked out. He's quietly disengaged rather than truly leading.
Let's pause right here for a second. I want you to honestly reflect on your own daily experience. Are you Michael, Sarah, or David right now? Are you totally exhausted and just reacting to everything? Are you carrying everyone else's weight because you're terrified they'll drop it? Or are you just kind of drifting through the motions? Figuring out exactly where you are right now, with absolutely no judgment, is the very first step to changing it. Okay, so to break out of those traps, we have to look at the fast leadership energy model. This is how you rebuild that internal battery from the inside out. It proves that fixing your leadership isn't just about better time management or, downloading a new calendar app. It's about deep, structural alignment across 9 different hubs of your life. When you get these aligned, you generate incredible, sustainable power.
At the very center is your inner core. That's your mental clarity, your physical vitality, and your spiritual purpose. Strengthening those 3 internal hubs naturally stabilizes the 6 hubs of your outer life, things like your family, career, and community. It's a total ripple effect. You have to strengthen the inner leaders so the outer organization can move forward. When all these dimensions align, your energy just flows continuously instead of draining away on unnecessary friction.
Right, so how do we actually fix this? Let's get to the prescription. We call this the Fast Leadership Reset. It's a 4-step diagnostic framework designed specifically to get your external load and your internal energy back into perfect balance. This isn't just theory. This is a tactical, real-world blueprint to pull you right out of the quicksand. Here's exactly how it works. F is for focus. You have to ruthlessly identify the priorities that actually require your unique leadership and just ignore the rest of the noise. A is for align. Reconnect your internal energy with your deepest purpose. Remember why you even started doing this in the first place. S is simplify. Find responsibilities you can delegate and literally shed unnecessary weight off your schedule. And T, take action. Make one strategic move right now to shift your momentum. By doing this fast reset, you stop reacting and finally start generating true visionary momentum. Doing that reset creates a really profound identity shift. You stop being the carrier. You stop trying to physically muscle the organization forward, enduring all the weight and solving every single problem yourself. You officially retire from being the safety net. Instead, you become the architect. You strategically design the system, you build up leadership pipelines, and you empower your team to actually carry the load with you. You build a machine rather than just exhausting yourself trying to be a cog inside it. And that is how you reach the peak. This is what we call leading from the summit. Up here, you've cultivated high internal energy and paired it with a perfectly aligned external load. Leadership stops feeling like this impossible burden and transforms into effortless, high-impact, sustainable influence. You finally have the altitude to see what's coming and the actual energy to steer the ship. So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you going to keep trying to haul the entire mountain on your back, slowly sinking into that quicksand? Or are you ready to redesign your system and start leading from the summit? The mechanics to align your energy and your load are completely within your control. It's time to stop enduring and start influencing. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope it changes how you build your leadership from here on out.